Hi everyone, it's Susan from SusanWinter.net. I have more questions from all of you, and thank you because I really love doing these. I'm getting into one now that I know is going to be a little tricky. I get a lot of comments on this. Being nice and having power and being attractive, okay, to somebody we're dating. I'm going to read this from The Hitchhiker. Thank you. And listen, thank you for giving me the titles. I mean, this is really, really great. You did it in your commentary here. So The Hitchhiker says he wants me to explain the difference. Okay. A good guy that knows his real power and a guy who maybe is a nice or good guy, but doesn't know how to seduce women by being his best self. Okay, this is part one. All right. First of all, I will address the issue for men because this is a all gender issue, okay? There are times that no matter who we are, no matter how great a person we are, that person is not going to want us. It's just the way it is. There is also a thing for men that is, I think, especially makes them uncomfortable, this whole thing about being nice. I don't know if it's because we've had so many images of the rugged alpha man or the Marlboro man or the tough guy or whatever, if it's sociologically just impressed upon all of you, but somehow that kindness and being nice creates weakness. And this is a great fear in relationships. You need to be a man that you admire, okay? And if you really look at the heroes in our movies and our novels, yeah, they're tough, but aren't they always fighting for their family or somebody they love or for a cause, and they're noble? So we cannot take a look at a man and strip away kindness and correct use of power. We cannot. But what you're asking me is, how can I be a nice, loving, open guy and not come off like a chump? I get it. I get what you're saying. You have to have slapback. And I mean verbal or emotional or a reaction to anything that you don't like. Just because you're nice doesn't mean that everything is okay. Just because you're nice, it doesn't mean that everything that somebody asks of you gets an automatic yes. Just because you're nice, it doesn't mean that you cannot be direct or have an opinion, or especially important, be firm. Men, women, we all need this to balance being nice. This is not a thing just for guys. But in order to have the luxury of being kind, it must be balanced by our own power, knowing when we are correct, knowing what is right for us. If somebody violates that, if somebody asks you to do something repetitively, you got to know when you're friend zoned. All of us, men and women too. You don't keep repeatedly doing something for a woman, like picking up her kids or helping her out or moving her furniture. You're friend zoned, okay? You wouldn't do that for another person, but because she's romantic, you've lost all sanity. And now you're willing to do for them what even a friend you'd say, hey, I've done like 5 errands for you. Okay, you can do this on your own. You know where the boundary is, but you just keep forgetting. So it doesn't matter. You have to know what you are willing to invest in any relationship. Be kind because it's a choice that you make as a human being, as a way of being. I choose to be kind and polite. And by the way, here's the backside of that. My friend and I had a long philosophical discussion. Like, is there any disadvantage to being nice? People are going to use you either way. It doesn't matter if you're surly and guarded and opinionated, or if you are nice. We are all going to get our fair share of idiots, abusers, and nasty people, and horrible events. It's the way life happens. So being nasty does not stop it. If anything, it adds to it. People really like screwing you over, if they can. Okay? So be the person that you admire at all times, but that also means to have a backbone. And the minute that you have a backbone, and we understand there's a lot more than just a person who wants our approval, all people, this goes men and women, that gives you the solidity and the power to be attractive to the other sex or the same sex, okay? That's how that works. So he also continues by saying, Or maybe a video on how to be a nice, good guy that women want and to be yourself at the same time. Okay, so this is another angle on the same thing. Men, women, being nice, doesn't matter. There are times that they're just not going to want you. There are times that where they are in their cycle, they're not ready for a relationship. You know, when people are not ready for a relationship, they'll say you're too nice or whatever. And what they mean is, if they're really honest, they'll say, I kind of know that I'm not really doing anything serious here and I don't really want to hurt you because you're kind of a nice person and I could abuse you, but I'm kind of choosing not to. When somebody is not ready for a real relationship, they will have a greater tendency to abuse those who are nice. It's just the way it is. Because they have no idea what it takes to be nice. Nice is a choice, just like love. And they can't appreciate it because they're not there. They're not that themselves. They're too narcissistic or selfish, and it's about their hedonistic pleasure and what can they get from you. The last thing on their mind is to respect the fact that you're kind or you're nice. I know, because I've been there. And I even watched this when I was younger, that I was unappreciative of a very kind and nice and attractive and sweet boyfriend because I was like 18 and I didn't know. I think sometimes we have to have our heart broken to learn how to be compassionate to another person. I'm not saying it's for everyone, but some people really need to know what it's like before they can start to understand there is somebody else on the receiving end. So if you are being a nice person and you feel that whomever you're giving this nice person to, it's not reciprocated or it's not respected, just make life simple, move on. It doesn't mean that being nice is wrong. It means that the person you are being nice to them you are invisible. You're not vibing at the same level. But people who want a relationship, people who know how to value somebody who is whole and loving and powerful and complete, have no hesitation. They will be running toward you. I have seen this with my clients who are finally looking for love, and they've had to go through so many people, but the one who recognizes them just like that, because they've been looking for you. They've been looking for somebody who's not shut down. They've been looking for somebody who is still a nice guy or a nice woman. They can't wait for that. But the other people treading water couldn't care less. So you've got to change the pond that you're fishing in, okay? I hope this helps you. Thank you so much, Hitchhiker. You are awesome. I love your commentary. And even some of the other questions that you talk about in the videos, it's so insightful. I really appreciate all of you because you're so bright. Thank you for your kind comments on my channel. Please stop by my website, susanwinter.net. Take a look at my coaching packages. I can work with you personally. That's a lot of fun. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and thanks so much.